Welcome back to Sunset Sessions, hosted by Marco Messina. We're back with another great moment, a podcast moment with Mirela Kardašević.
Yes, good.
Did I say it well?
Yes.
Okay. I'm still learning my Croatian pronunciations.
No, it was perfect. Thank you.
You were fantastic on the
thank
panel
you.
with Valentina
Thank
just
you.
now. Croatian freediving. It's incredible to see the images that were behind you.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't look real. It looks like AI. I can't believe that this is the sport that you do and the amount of courage that you have for it. Before we get into that, this is your first time in Zadar, I understand?
Yes, it's my first time in Zadar. I haven't seen the city yet, I have to admit. We will go check it now after, and this is my first time at Sunset Festival too.
Once you're done with me bothering you,
we can go
we'll let
check
you
a
go
bit.
over to the old city. And your first time that you've been at Sunset
Yes.
as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you see about it in the last years?
Yes,
Is
I
that
heard
why you
about
wanted
it
to come?
last year, but before that, no. But yeah, I've heard about it, so I'm very happy to be a part of it this year.
This is the best edition as well.
Yes.
We have, I think, 1,000 people
Yeah.
who all came in. But what my takeaway from listening to the panel and to see how successful you are as a Croatian freediver, the lack of fear. And you talked about, I know there was one question in the crowd about danger. And to me, it looks so dangerous. And you were saying it's actually not at all. It's a very safe sport.
Yeah, it is a safe sport, as I said, because we dive in such a controlled environment. I would say that like skiing is way more dangerous than freediving actually is, because we have like safety is always with us. We have a camera following us or a sensor. So if you don't push beyond your limits, of course it's safe, and you should never dive alone. So this is our first rule, never dive alone. But overall, the sport is very safe, yeah.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the ego aspect of it. And immediately I thought about myself, because even when we did the little lesson of how long can you hold your breath, I was trying to push it and go too far. So it's made you be very grounded and make sure that you listen to your body.
Yes, yeah, exactly. In freediving there is no ego. At the beginning, of course, I had to learn to listen to my body and not push beyond that. But you know, if you really want to try to be the best, you have to know that if this is not your day, you have to surface or you have to turn, because that way you can only enjoy freediving and improve.
I'm so fascinated by the mental side of it, because I think you could probably use it in different aspects of your life. First of all, what are you thinking when you're down there? Are you thinking about something specifically?
Yeah. Well, actually, don't think about anything. For me, because you really turn off your brain. Of course, sometimes some negative thoughts do arise, but I've learned to just let them go and for them not to affect me. So I only focus on my technique or my speed, but really thoughts are not present there. And the time goes very fast while we're diving. Like my dive time during my dives is like 4 minutes to 4:15. So it's a very long time outside, but when you're under the water, it goes by very fast.
Wow. And how do you practice that? Is there a way to practice that besides being under the water?
Well, of course, it's with training. You can also train it like some dry static outside, but you have to learn more about freediving to do so. Of course, mental training as well, but the best part is, of course, to be underwater, because that way you could connect the most with that mental side of the sport.
What is that mental training? What does it look like? Is it meditation? Is it?
Yeah, for me, it's mostly meditation, visualization, some breathing techniques. I also have like some affirmations and stuff like that. I adjusted mental training that works for me the best.
You do it every day? Even if you're training or not?
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. When I'm preparing for the World Championship, I do it every day. But outside of season, like I do it like twice per year just to maintain it. I also read a lot, which helps me to be in that moment and the present moment as well.
You read a lot?
Yes, I read a lot.
Oh, does that help being present?
Yeah, for sure it does, because it helps you with the focus and the present moment. Because while you read, you know, you also have some thoughts going on in your head, but you learn not to, you know, listen to them, but you're focused on what you're reading.
So these are techniques not just for world champions, but also you think for life, for people at home to be able to improve their everyday life.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you even get started for this? Because to me it just seems outrageous. Like and maybe that says a lot about me and my fear of water.
Yeah.
But what's your story?
I discovered freediving really just by pure accident. I started to swim a bit recreationally in a pool, and I saw freedivers diving, and I was like, wow, what is that? You know, they're all the time underwater, they looked so calm and in peace. And I did some research about it, and I saw it's a sport, there's many clubs and everything. And I sent an email to join a club, and this is how my story starts.
Really?
Yeah.
So you saw these people holding their breath for 5 minutes under the water, and you said they look like they're at peace. I want to do that.
Yeah. I needed that in my life probably, and it attracted to me. So I did some research and I started. Yeah.
That's why you're a champion and I'm not. I would do the complete opposite of that. Yeah. And was your family like very supportive of it? Did they like it? Was there anyone that didn't like it?
At the beginning, my family was a bit scared. They were not, of course, as supported as they are now because they didn't know much about freediving. They thought it was super dangerous, but then they learned more about the sport, and now they're, of course, super supportive. But there was nobody ever that was super against it or something like that. Yeah.
But do they have like a little anxiety when you're competing, when you're doing it?
No, not anymore because they know I dive very controlled. I don't push myself beyond my limits. I learn how to, surface when I can. So no, they're very supportive and they're not scared. If you want to say it like that.
That's fascinating. Yeah. It's fascinating to me. And did anything change for you when you did have kids and you were still competing in the sport? Does it have any effect, whether positive or even potentially negative?
Well, for sure, it's very tough, I have to say. It's tough because, of course, kids take a lot of your energy and time. They are now teenagers, so puberty and everything, so it's very tough. I don't have, the negative side is for sure that I cannot rest and sleep in on the weekends or during the days when I probably should. But I learned how to organize my life. I really pay attention a lot to sleep, so I don't go outside in the evenings and everything, so it became my lifestyle, freediving, so yeah.
I heard you guys talking about the debate about the Olympics, and it's a world game, as you mentioned, but it's not an Olympic sport. Why do you think that is? And do you think it should be?
I definitely think it should be because freediving actually is very popular in the world now. There's a lot of freedivers. Probably the biggest reason is financial because you need to, I think, have a certain budget for it to become Olympics. But more is a lack of pools because for the Olympics you have to have certain amount of pools, and there is swimming, water polo, synchronized swimming. I don't know if there's something else, so it will be for freediving. So I think it's because of that. Yeah.
But it's such a beautiful sport. It's mesmerizing when you see the picture. And I tell anyone who's watching right now to see the videos of you doing it. It looks incredible. I think it would be really beautiful also for the Olympics to see these images and to spread it because it's not something that I've ever been a part of. In New York, we don't have great water, so I didn't grow up around this. But I think it should be even for that reason.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. We are working towards it. This World Games is a big step, so we'll see what happens afterwards.
Fair enough. What's your best tip to swim better? Because I'm not a great swimmer, but I won't drown. That's basically where I'm at. I can kind of float and do a little doggy paddle.
What is my best tip?
Yeah, what's your best tip?
Find a coach.
Find a coach?
Yes. I cannot give like that tip, but you have to find a coach who's going to see which mistakes you do, because otherwise, it's tough. But if you want to hold your breath longer, I would also advise you to find a club to join, because that way you can only learn properly how to hold your breath, because some people like to experience on their own, which is not really the best. So I think learning from the experts is the best way to do anything. Yeah.
All right, if you were my coach, what's the first thing you would tell me?
Learn how to breathe properly.
You breathe. How do you breathe properly? I don't even know.
Through the nose, because many people breathe through the mouth, which is a big problem nowadays. And we breathe through the nose, especially before the long dives, because that way, of course, we don't remove as much CO2, which we need for breath hold. And that way, just breathe through the nose. There's these tapes nowadays which are great. Sometimes I use them. It also prevents snoring and disformation of the jaw and your sinuses, so it's really great and important.
So in and out through the nose?
Yes.
Never the mouth?
No. I mean, also if you are very advanced, when people run, breathe a bit through the nose, a bit through the mouth, and then when you get used to it, you start breathing more and more through the nose. If you are in a very high intensity, then of course it's normal to take breaths through the mouth, but then when you stop to recover faster, you should breathe through the nose.
Oh, that's good. It's something that everybody could do even at home and focus. You don't even think about your breathing sometimes.
No.
Well, most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm conscious and trying to think if it's through my mouth.
It's important for our health.
Through my nose. I want to talk before I let you go, and you could go over to the old city in Zadar. Your Croatian heritage, being Croatian, and how proud you are, because you did mention that it's a smaller sport compared to football. This huge here. There's dominate in many of it, and only less than 4 million people, less than 4 million Croatians. How important is that to you, being Croatian and the connection with sport?
For me, I think it's very important that I'm a Croatian and a successful athlete in Croatia. So I would rather be Croatian and maybe not that much respected than to maybe present other country, because I have learned that even though we are such a small country, we have so many successful athletes, because I think we have this fighting mode built in us. So yeah, I'm very proud to represent Croatia, and I do hope that maybe with so many freedivers from Croatia being so successful, they're going to start noticing us more and maybe giving us more support. But until then, we can only try and do what we can.
Is that more nurture or nature? Is it a product of the environment in Croatia, or you think you guys are just
I think we are born with it.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I have no hope.
No, of course it can be learned, but we all say we are born to be that way. So, but of course it can be learned. Yeah.
Do you have any other sports that you enjoy watching?
Basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport besides freediving. My sons also play basketball, so we watch NBA all the time, and yeah, we love it. Yeah.
Is there anything from another sport that actually could help you, like maybe watch or techniques that you've learned that are
swimming,
implemented?
of course. Swimming helps you to be more comfortable in the water, and of course with the technique. But for example, martial sports are also very great for freediving because they develop a very strong lung capacity. So that and rowing, so it's also great for freediving. Yeah.
And that monofin. Tell me about that. It looks so difficult. It's literally both of your feet are connected to it. You almost look like a mermaid going through the water. The first time that you wore it, was it really difficult?
It is, because it's a very big surface, so it makes your legs very tired, but that's why you train, of course, in the gym, in the pool. But for me, it's probably my favorite discipline, because it's so smooth and you dive with the rhythm, so it's very beautiful.
Yeah, it's almost poetic.
Yeah, it is.
Seeing you guys go like that.
Yeah.
Mirela, it's such a pleasure. I'll let you go to the old city.
Thank you
for
very
being
much.
on, and thank you for coming to the Sunset
Thank
Sports
you.
Festival. Ciao.
Bye.